This video is sponsored by AG1. People often say the best things in life are free, and this, over the last 7 years, I've definitely come to know. About 2 years ago, I was able to obtain this truck, Sandy, for free from one of my lovely subscribers. And ever since then, I've had the crazy idea of taking this thing on a road trip and seeing how far it can go. It made it all the way to Minnesota from the East Coast. There wasn't too many hiccups along the way, honestly. Besides an uncomfortable seat and adding a couple quarts of oil, we were all good. At the time of pickup, I definitely had the thoughts of trying to fix it up, but some of the frame rust and body rust on this thing makes me feel like it just might be just too far gone. Aside from doing an oil change, changing out the battery, figuring out where that oil leak was coming from, and replacing a few headlight bulbs, this thing is just exactly the same as I got it. I'm trying to build a testament in my mind and for everybody else watching that really you can just work with what you've got. This is a truck that I would say is probably only worth about $1,000. A camper that I got off Facebook Marketplace. With a couple stops at a thrift store and some mental power, we're gonna drive this thing all the way to Alaska. I've got everything all packed up now. Added my new additions. Got ourselves a steering wheel handle, a little butt pad, just to see if I can keep it more comfortable, but it's definitely still got the remaining Sandy character on the inside and outside. Maintaining your health on the road can be tough, but it doesn't have to be with help from the sponsor of today's video, AG1. AG1 is the drinkable multivitamin with gut health support. I've personally been using AG1 for the last 3 years to support full body health while traveling and while at home. To be honest with you, I've always liked the original flavor, but now I can switch things up because they just released 3 new ones. We've got the original flavor that tastes like pineapple and vanilla. We have the sweet and tangy new citrus flavor that tastes like lime and orange. We have the vibrant tropical, which has hints of papaya. And last but not least, we have the new sweet and tangy berry, which tastes like blueberries and strawberries. There are many reasons to want to support your body, but oftentimes it can be hard to give it everything it needs. With Athletic Greens, just 1 scoop contains your multivitamin, prebiotics, probiotics, superfoods, and antioxidants into one delicious daily habit. There's a lot of benefits to being able to support full body health. It supports your energy, it improves your digestion and gut health, fills nutrient gaps in your diet, and also supports immune health. It's one of the easiest things you can do for your health, and all for less than $3 a day when you subscribe. Your daily health drink just got a lot more flavorful. If you use my link or scan the QR code, you'll also get a free welcome kit worth $76. When you subscribe, you'll get 5 free AG1 travel packs, a shaker, canister, and a scoop. These things are always in one of my packs when I make one of these giant trips cross country and need my gut to be happy. Thanks to AG1 for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the prepaid programming. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't anxious, but if there's anything I've learned, we're gonna be just fine. And now, when I say that, I'm not talking about just monetary things like this truck. I'm talking about everything in between. Time with family, going on adventures, and the memories you make along the way. Monetary things might help you make memories, but you really can make do with what you've got. Imagine I don't even make it out of the driveway. Oh yeah. Come on, old girl. Yeehaw! We driving. Here we go. Does it sound like somebody's knocking? I feel like it feels like somebody's knocking. I've been on this platform for almost 7.5 years, getting closer to 8 every day. And there's a lot of times where it's a dream job, and there's a lot of times where I'm camping alone on the other side of the world, and I'm starting to get lonely, and I'm missing that sense of community and people in my life. You might have noticed, but last year around this time, I started posting twice a month just to try to slow down and try to muddle up the feeling of just always feeling like I had to do something and be on my own and driving halfway across the country and whatnot. And I know it's a little bit cliche because right now I'm starting a road trip, but I feel like I'm going into it with a new perspective. truth of the matter is I'm never going to be the same 23-year-old kid that started off this YouTube channel probably ever again in my life. But there are elements of me that still live on and are the reason that I keep running this channel. Listen, I know that the content's changed a little bit over the last year. I mean, obviously I slowed down posting, and I really focused on things that I like to do when I'm not exactly in what I call work mode, which is kind of funny to say as a YouTuber. Over the course of the last few years, I might not have showed it on camera, but I've had a lot of life changes. I've had a lot more responsibility, and I've also just grown and somewhat changed as a person. I've said it before on this channel, and I'll say it again. Ever since I was like 12 years old, being a full-time YouTuber was my absolute dream job. And I worked different jobs, tried to harness different skills, and everything was always trying to make myself learn how to do this full-time and make my dream come true. And when that dream started coming true, I was just trying my best to not let my old self down. And it was an absolute whirlwind for the first 4 or 5 years. Some of those weeks I was filming 5 videos a week, posting, just seeing what would stick. And time over time, I just started getting mentally drained. I didn't notice it at the time, I just kept working through it, but it started to weigh on me over the last few years. Being away from family, that sense of community, just all of the things in one added up to me feeling a little spacey, if you will. Like I wasn't living my life to the fullest, even though I'm going on all these amazing trips and making amazing memories. And for everybody that's supported the videos this far, this is a big thank you, because this dream would not be possible without you, and I just can't believe it happened. With that being said, there's just been a lot of hurdles to jump through. I mean, some of those trips where I'm filming, once every week, it's going on a camp trip that takes 4 or 5 days to film, coming home, having maybe a day of rest if I'm lucky, and it hopefully lines up with the loved ones and people in my life to be able to see me. So when I was 23, 24, definitely more of a easy thing to do. You kind of spend time thinking, hey, I'm gonna have time with grandparents. I'm gonna have time with my parents. I'll have time to find a girlfriend, settle down, do stuff. And I feel like really during those years, I was really documenting what it's like being in your early 20s, right? I was trying to find myself, trying to find purpose, and really ultimately trying to accomplish my biggest life goal, to be a full-time YouTuber. And so when that goal happened, really all I was trying to do was just to not let my past self down. I was doing everything I could and in my power to not let it come crashing down. And there's just part of me that's been feeling like I've been letting subscribers down for, I don't know, the last couple months, maybe the last year. Oh, if you're wondering why I'm at my house again, it's because I forgot energy drinks. Those are important for a road trip. How did I do this? Holy, it's hot. There we go. We need to shut the window, or open the window before we can... Oh, there it goes. Bang! Starting a road trip to Missoula. 18 hours. Says at best I think this road trip's actually a lot longer than I thought. To Missoula, it's 1,100 miles. So I think I'm getting into the 3,000 miles to Alaska. I don't know. We're doing it. Well, whatever my thought was, I lost it, and it's not really that important. All that I'm trying to convey is that sometimes it's a struggle to know what you should share on screen and what you shouldn't, and that what you see on screen is not always what's going on behind the scenes, Oh, what was that crank noise? Did you hear that? It sounded bad. No, we're good. She's fine. Everything's good. Woo! I gotta say, I think I did a pretty good job on the old steering wheel cover. Because that steering wheel was haggard. Did you guys know that Sandy's my only vehicle that I have that's got one of these? What is that, you might ask? Well, that's a fuel switch, and you're able to switch between gas tanks with it. So I'm not exactly sure how big each gas tank is, but that is a pretty nice feature to have in a road tripping vehicle. You know, getting down to E, you just flick it over, and you can actually be driving when you do it. You flick it, and it turns on a switch, and it just switches over to the other gas tank. It's amazing. Now, I can't remember if both of them work properly, but I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, that they do. I think one of them is completely full right now. So we're gonna do a little bit of trial and error, see how much gas we're burning today. But I think that this road trip is gonna take me about a month. At least that's how much time I have scheduled out of it. I'm going to see my grandma at the end of the month here, and I gotta be home. I gotta be home to go to that. I haven't seen her in like 3 years. So I've done the math, and I have about 4 to 5 hours of driving a day. I am stopping in Vancouver to visit a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, a girlfriend that's mine. So yeah, I'm not gonna be filming much in Vancouver. Kind of take a little mental break after a week of hustle and bustle, but yeah, I am feeling a lot less anxious now that I'm actually on the road, which is kind of funny because I'm in a car that is knocking and shaking. But it's like one of those things that you're just thinking about starting for like a week, and then, I don't know, it turns into a big mental hurdle in your brain. Also, will say, really miss having these on trucks. Those are awesome. Sandy doesn't have AC, so even though the window doesn't work, we're gonna have to make do. And no, this isn't a video where I'm sitting here and venting to you because at the end I'm gonna act like I'm gonna quit. I'm going on a giant road trip, so you better know that I'm not quitting. But it's just to kind of bring to light what's been going on between my ears over the past year, and maybe why some content's felt a bit different. Right now, I'm making some changes in my life that I feel are aligning me closer to the whole reason that I started this channel. And one of those was selling my dream car that I bought. I call it a quarter-life crisis car. Had a lot of fun with it for the last couple of years, but just sent it off this morning before starting this road trip. She's going off to a new happy buyer in Florida. They came to pick it up on a shipping truck, and it's like one of those things that, you know, monetarily, yeah, it was great. Loved the thing. So fast, luxurious, went on some fun dates with it. But was it worth the price ticket that I paid? Did it make me that much happier of a person? Not really. I mean, it's tough to be depressed behind the wheel of an AMG, but even though the car was paid off, it just sits there and collects dust because I'm traveling, and then it has to be in storage for 8 or 9 months out of the winter, so she gone. But it's just one of those things that doesn't really feel like it adds to the things that matter, if that makes sense. I've also realized pretty heavily, especially over the course of the last year, that if I'm not constantly working at this YouTube channel, that it's just not gonna grow. It's a tough thing to come to terms with, but it makes sense. I mean, you have to really put your all into it, and I think I'm ready to do that again. Now, I'm not saying that I'm gonna go back to posting weekly every single week. I think there's gonna be some weeks there where there's a little bit of a break in the middle. It's just inherently how my type of content works, you know? But I am very happy that I was able to take the last year and kind of sort out how running this channel fits into my life and my future goals. Because I do have a lot of places that I still want to see, adventures I want to go on, trucks I want to build, and ultimately just memories I want to make and share with you guys. Alright, I don't have a phone holder right now, which kind of stinks, but about to get myself one at the first gas station stop. It's just gonna be a little bit before I do that because we are on a full tank of gas. I am currently on the old highway near my old apartment. Been on the road for like 25 minutes. Got the ear pods in, listening to some of my favorite tunes because it's pretty tough to hear over the sewing machine sounding like engine. So I'm gonna try to knock out some of this drive here. Stop, grab some gas, but we're feeling optimistic. We're feeling hopeful. We're feeling a heck of a lot better than I did even just 24 hours ago about this whole thing. Here we go. All right, stopping for our first tank of gas. Old Sandy made it an hour and a half on one tank, so probably getting close to like 8 miles a gallon right now. I'm also realizing that having flip-flops on right now is probably not the best foot attire for driving Old Sandy, so let's switch out for some shoes. All right, $75 and 20 gallons later, Sandy's full. Nope. There you go. They didn't have a phone holder in there, so that's gonna be a work in progress. Everything in this car is a work in progress, including myself. I went ahead and added some straps just for safety because I am a little worried about the camper sliding off. I mean, I'm not worried to the point where I actually think it's going to happen, but it's just a precautionary thing, so. Seems good enough for me. Sandy's doing all right. We are only like a half hour from Montana right now on the highway. You can see it's kind of nice and clear out right now. Sun's coming down, it's cooling off. I've been sweating myself silly this whole drive until the last half hour. Grabbed myself a Subway sandwich about 2 hours ago. Getting hungry. Italian BMT Deluxe if you're curious. I'm gonna knock out like a half hour more. Should I get gas right now? Yeah, let's go get some gas actually. Might as well. Picked up a lot of bugs along the way. Alright, another $70, just about. What a beautiful night out here though. I mean, it really is gorgeous, just look at that. Got most of the bugs off the windshield. The truck all full. We're in Montucky. We made it. Second border crossing. Alright, to be quite honest with you, I don't know where the heck I'm gonna camp tonight, so I'm gonna see. I think there's a new app called Dirt. Check that out. Alright, looks like there's a state park pretty close to me. It says they have availability for camping, so I'm gonna go see if I can't camp there. Maybe I can camp at the old loafing jug. What the heck is that? loafing jug. This is my lights, by the way. I'm not exactly sure I'm supposed to be camping where I'm at, but I can't find any campsites. So, might just camp here and beg for forgiveness, I guess. I did pay. Oh, I could use a sleep, though. Alright, one thing I realized I forgot to bring right now is some lighting for in here. It's alright, I can stop at like a Walmart or something tomorrow. I have myself the rest of my Subway sandwich and call it a night. It's been a long day on the road. Feels good to be here. So happy Sandy's making it. This road trip isn't just because I'm not doing this just because like it's a different vehicle. It's a funny truck. I feel like I'm trying to get back to the roots of this channel and why I started it. And I started it with what I had. And I think that's just the nature of these videos. Just kind of making do with what you've got, making some friends along the way, and making a heck of a lot of memories. So I think that could also be a testament for life. Sometimes I'm guilty of this too. Sit and worry about things that can go wrong, and it causes us to not go on that trip or try for that relationship or try to be in someone's life or get that job or whatever it might be. But the truth of the matter is, 99% of the stuff that you're worried about is never actually going to come to fruition. And if it does, you can deal with it. So that's why I'm eating cold Subway.
Alright, just hopping in bed for the night. It's a swift 77 degrees. Night one of the road trip is commencing. Not the most glamorous meal, but I'm gonna stop at like a diner or something tomorrow morning, get up early. Thanks for making it here, Sandy. Hopefully we got some more miles in us tomorrow, buddy. Alright, see you guys in the morning. I'm gonna try to get some rest.
Good morning. I think it's more of a shorts type of day out here in Montana. Alright, good morning from eastern Montana. Last night I made it all the way to the town of Glendive, feel like I've camped here before. Because usually I am trying to just blast through Nodak. But this is pretty cool. It's like a, I don't know what you'd call it. Maybe an extension of the Badlands. I was smart and parked next to a porta potty last night at least, but never had to use it. One thing that I probably should do, because it is the first stop, is I should make sure my oil levels are still good. Alright, so my dipstick is right here. If I wanted to, I could add a little bit. Because of the little slope I'm on, or it actually needs a little bit of oil, but we're gonna add some, just a little bit. I don't really need much oil. I really don't want to add too much, so I'm just gonna add a quick little splash. Alright. Looks good. Oh. Coolant reservoir is gone. Looks pretty dry in there, huh? Coolant reservoir is completely dry, so I must have a leak somewhere. Good for me, I brought a giant jug of coolant. Gatorade. Alright, aside from those two things, it seems like she wants to start at least. That's good. First things first this morning, I really would love to find myself at a diner. This is well needed after a long drive yesterday. We got 8 hours to go on the road today, so we're about not even a quarter of the way down through the entirety of the road trip, but always gotta reward yourself for being productive. I am a strong believer that a greasy spoon diner is an absolute necessity to keep yourself sane, especially on a road trip. Good food. Service made sure your coffee was always full. Oh, all right. We can do this, Sandy. I believe in you. I believe in you, babe. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on the coolant thing that's going on. Make sure that I don't blow the motor up. But other than that, I think it should be smooth sailing. They did indeed have a phone charger inside of there, or not phone charger, but phone holder. It was $37. So I'm gonna wait until I go get my lights and everything. Something definitely does smell a little funky, but I feel like that's normal. Alright, I just stopped at Family Dollar, grabbed myself some tank tops because it is hot out today. Montana's calling for 100 degrees. So I feel like losing the sleeves and driving in a tank feels like the right play. I haven't worn a tank top in I don't even know how long, but I feel like a goofball. I grabbed some like facial cleansing wipes, makeup remover, just so I can wash my face since I didn't shower today. Feeling a little sticky. What's the thing that we always say? Keep on trucking, right? Today I'm literally keeping on trucking. Name of the game today is going to be able to stay cool, stay hydrated, even though I don't have AC, so every time I stop, I find myself picking up a cold beverage. This show stays on the road. There's no getting on the road. It's just staying on this road. Also, right now I'm sweating like a nun in church or whatever people say. Getting back on the highway. Next big town that I'm gonna pass through is Billings. We're gonna blow right through it. Objective today is to make it the next 6 hours and find ourselves in Missoula. Mount Tucky. All right, stopping for gas. This is my 5th gas stop, I believe. Both tanks were getting pretty empty anyway. Lunch. Also lunch. It's like 1:40 in the afternoon right now. It's hot. It is like 98 degrees right now, and I'm trying to not absolutely scorch myself, so. But we got 2 full tanks and a dream, baby. Sun's going down. Gotta get cakes on the griddle. We are in Bonner. We're in Bonner, Montana. I'm trying to find myself a place to pull off and call home for the night. My camping app says that there's one up this way, out of town. This place is gorgeous. Definitely a lot more off the beaten path than I thought, but that might be really nice, actually. Wow, no campsites here. It's a really small area. It's probably only about, I don't know, less than 10 sites, and they are all taken on a Monday. All right. Oh. This is technically a day use spot for accessing the river to go fish. See, it's right there, but I'm a little worried that if I drive all the way back, I'm going to be putting a lot of strain on Sandy right now, so I'm try to just camp here. It's also getting dark out, so it's going to be really hard to find a spot, so again, begging for forgiveness, not for permission. This little feller. What's up, buddy? What kind of snake is that? I thought you were a worm. I don't know what kind of snake that is. Wow, it's kind of a disaster back here. Alright, before I forget it's there, I better set this guy up first. I did bring my Starlink with. I got the new micro one. It's super nice, but comes with a lot of cable, so. Alright, let's get the bed set up first. So, we're gonna flip this guy. That in there. That in there. Yeah, like look at how small this thing is. Hopefully it still works even though I put a dent in it. And all you do is just plug it in, and I should have internet. I'm really thirsty and pretty dang hungry, so. I originally did really want to cook actual chicken pesto tonight, but the last thing I want to do after driving 9.5 hours today is to cook a meal from scratch, so I'm rocking one of these guys. And look, it is chicken pesto, so it's almost like I cooked it, but way less effort. I am absolutely starving, and there's plenty of time and places for me to cook it on the road where I don't have to drive 9 hours a day. No, we wait. Patiently. Longingly. Lovingly. Is it really 84 degrees in here right now? Holy moly. I'm going to sleep very good tonight. I saw something crazy today that I don't know if I've ever seen before. A zero sugar Pepsi with cherry and cream. Sounds delicious. I think this is the dinner of champions. That's nice. And that's flippin' delicious. Alright. Probably the best looking MRE and one of my favorites, so very excited. Yeah. This one never disappoints. The good news is that this week we're going to be fishing out here. And in that episode, I'm going to be making a special dish. You know, make from scratch, so saving my energy for that. It's cooled down to 74 in here. I am absolutely exhausted, so I'm gonna hit the hay. It's been a great first couple nights on the road. I hope each and every one of you are just as excited for the series as I am to make it. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody that's helped me get this far. It really, truly means everything that you're here watching this video with me, and we're all learning together, and sometimes life gets overwhelming, but just push through it. And just like that, we're going back to the original way to say push through everything. And then what is that? The whole reason that I started saying keep on trucking back in the day was to push through the BS. So as always, until next time, you already know the drill. Just keep on trucking.